You lie down on the bed. The room is dark. The pillow is in the right place. The temperature is comfortable. Everything is quiet. And then your brain connects. Not slowly, not gently. He calls out of the blue at maximum volume, as if he'd been waiting for that exact moment of silence to start. Saying everything that's been bottled up all day. First comes that conversation you had 3 days ago. You keep going over it, word for word, trying to remember exactly what you said, what the other person replied, if you said the right thing, if it seemed wrong, if the person got a bad impression of you. You replay the entire conversation in your head.
Let's
Sometimes
analyze
you
the
even create
information.
Alternative versions.
We
What
need
you
to
should have
examine the
said.
data
What
closely
would
to
have been
find the
better.
patterns.
And you know that this doesn't change anything.
When faced with
You
an
know it's in the
ambiguous
past,
situation
but
like
your
this,
brain won't
it's
stop.
natural to
Then
feel uncertain.
comes the future.
What
You start
exactly are they
imagining
thinking?
Situations that haven't happened
I
yet.
thought you said
a meeting
Tuesday.
tomorrow.
No,
a difficult
I definitely said
conversation you'll need to
Wednesday.
have. Something that could
Are
go
you
wrong
sure?
at work, and you don't just think
As
about
you
it
can
in
see,
passing.
the crossed out
rehearse.
bubble represents
you
what
imagine
not
the
to do.
scenario, how the other
Follow
person
the
will
start
react,
example
what
for
you'll
the
say.
correct
What the
method.
worst that could happen is you're preparing for a war that may never happen, but your brain insists you need to be ready. And in the midst of all this, old mistakes resurface. That situation from years ago that you should have forgotten long ago, but which appears with absurd clarity as if it happened
Unresolved
yesterday.
issues in the
You feel
meeting
the
room
same
can lead to
embarrassment,
tense conversations,
the same shame.
creating
And
a
you lie
stormy
there
and stressful
in the
office
dark,
environment for the
reliving
whole
something
team.
that happened in 2017
or
at
not
2
to
in the
think?
morning while
That is
everyone
the
around you
question.
sleeps.
Within
And then you look
these
at the
neural
ceiling and
pathways,
think,
we
what's
find
wrong
the
with
answer.
me? If you
Essa grade
identify with
representa o
anything I
controle
described,
ansioso.
do
Imaginamos
one
um
thing
cenário,
before
antecipamos uma reação
continuing.
negativa,
Subscribe to the
nos preocupamos com o que
channel.
vamos
Because what
dizer
comes
e prevemos
next
o
may
perigo.
completely
Even in
change
a
the way you
peaceful
understand
environment,
what goes
the
on
mind
inside
must
your head.
remain
Because
vigilant,
this is where
ready
most
to defend
people
against negative
misdiagnose
thoughts.
themselves. You've spent years
But
believing you
sometimes
have insomnia.
memories from the past
You've tried
aren't so
teas,
pleasant.
meditation apps, counting
boxes
sheep,
represent
keeping your phone
unresolved
away
issues.
from the bed, total
Even after
blackout
all
in the
this
bedroom,
time, the
and
clarity
nothing
of
really
this moment
works.
is pristine.
Either it works for 2 days,
But how
and
is
then
that possible?
everything goes back to
When we
square
fail
one
to
dot.
meet
Do
our
you know
own
why?
expectations,
Because the problem
we
was
often
never
experience
sleep.
this feeling
Maybe
of
you don't have
intense shame,
insomnia.
as
Maybe
illustrated
what
by
you
the
have
dark
is a
cloud.
brain that never learned that it's safe to stop. Think about it. When you lie down, your body stops. The noise of the day disappears. Distractions vanish. And it's precisely
is
in this
the
silent
answer?
space that your brain panics. Not dramatically, but in a very specific way.
Go
It
ahead and
starts
click that
working.
subscribe button
Reviewing,
and the bell icon
analyzing,
so you don't miss out.
anticipating, planning, as if silence were dangerous. As if
See how
stopping
organizing
were a
your
risk
thoughts
it
can
can't
lead to
take.
clarity.
Have you ever noticed that when you're
Aha.
busy, when your day is full and hectic, you're able to function? But when everything
Something isn't
stops,
right
when
here.
night falls,
These
when there's
labels are
nothing left to
incorrect,
deal with,
causing
that's when you
everyone a
fall
lot
apart
of
inside.
confusion.
This is not weakness. This is not
A
an
insônia
exaggeration.
crônica pode
This is a brain
parecer
that
fardo
learned at some
pesado,
point in its
arrastando-se
life
por
that
anos a
movement
fio,
is protection.
afetando cada
That while
dia.
you are thinking and planning, you are in control. And that control means safety. That nothing will catch you by surprise. Nothing will hurt you without warning. Your brain isn't trying to sabotage you. It's trying to protect you. And the only way it's learned to, this pattern didn't emerge from
So,
nowhere.
while you
It
might
was
blame
built
the
through
bed,
moments when you
the
needed
true
to be
culprit,
alert because
as we'll explain,
things around
is
you weren't
actually
predictable.
the brain.
Moments when relaxing meant being caught off guard. Moments when letting your guard down had a cost. You weren't born this way. You learned to be this way. And everything that is learned can, with time, be understood. And everything that is understood can begin to change. But first, I need to show you 4 signs. 4 ways in which this pattern appears in your life. Not just at night.
Your
throughout
brain
the
is
entire
constantly
day.
processing
Sign
information,
1. Your
analyzing
brain continues
data,
to look
managing
for
your
threats
schedule,
even when
and
everything
organizing
is fine.
tasks,
Have
all
you
at
ever had a
incredible
good day?
speed.
A day without any crises, any conflicts, any real problems, and yet, at night, you felt restless. As if something
As you
was
can see
wrong,
from
but
the
you couldn't
workflow,
identify
we've
what.
optimized the
As if
process.
the calm were a trap.
Yes,
This has a name.
send the
It's
updated
called
report by the end of the day.
When you go through periods where threats were real and unpredictable, when the surrounding environment was unstable, your brain learns to be on guard, constantly, without a break. And this alarm system doesn't have an automatic off button. It doesn't look at your life today and say, okay, now you can relax.
As we continue
It
along the
continues
learning
working in the same
timeline,
mode.
notice how the
Scanning,
brain activates its
monitoring,
protective
searching
shield to
dot on
maintain
good days.
focus and
Instead of
process new
peace,
information
you
efficiently.
feel a vague
Como você
anxiety
pode
that
ver,
you can't
nosso
explain.
painel de
A
controle
feeling that
garante
something is
total
about to
segurança.
happen,
O
because his
sistema
brain
está
never learned
completamente
that calm is
protegido.
safe. He only knew calm as the silence before the storm. Sign 2. You find it difficult to rest without guilt. You sit on the couch
okay to feel
relax,
this way.
and within 5 minutes,
I'm
your
here to
brain
help you
starts
understand
listing
these
everything
emotions.
you should be doing. You take a day off to do nothing.
We all face
and end
difficult
up with a strange
experiences,
feeling of
and
failure.
over time,
you go to
these
bed
can
early
feel like
and
we
wake
are
up with the
building a
guilt you can't
massive wall.
justify. Rest for you is never neutral. It always comes with a demand. a voice that says you don't deserve to stop yet. This relationship with rest is not a personality
As we
trait.
grow,
It was
we
built
develop
upon a much
metaphorical
deeper
shields
belief
and armor,
that your worth
built from our
depends on what you
experiences
produce,
and
that you
education.
are loved and accepted when you are
Through
being
reading,
useful,
knowledge
when you are
illuminates the
delivering, when you are
mind,
doing.
transforming
And
our
when you
understanding
stop
from
doing
gray
it,
matter
I feel like
to
you lose
pure
that value
gold.
dot, so
Today we are
resting
learning
isn't
about
just
the number
resting.
4.
It's taking
We have
a risk.
4 stars here,
It's giving up the
representing
only
4
thing
days
that
and 4
makes you
nights.
feel like you
Can you
have a
count them with me?
guaranteed place
Even in
the
a tranquil
world.
landscape,
Sign
the
3.
vigilant brain is
You create
constantly
mental
scanning
scenarios
for
to try to
potential
predict
threats,
and avoid
sometimes
emotional pain.
unnecessarily.
You imagine arguments before they happen. You rehearse difficult conversations. You anticipate rejection. You think about the worst case scenario. not
Você já
because
se
you're
sentiu assim,
pessimistic, but because
incapaz
a
de
part of
dormir
you
por causa de
believes
uma
that if you've
dúvida
already thought
persistente?
about the worst, it will hurt less when it arrives.
As you can
because
see,
at some
even the most
point in your
peaceful
life,
landscapes
you
can
were
hide
caught
danger.
off guard by
This
something
disturbed
that
patch of
hurt,
grass
and
is
it hurt
actually
in a
a
way you
concealed
didn't
pitfall trap.
expect. And your brain
Hipervigilância
registered.
é um estado de
Surprise is
sensibilidade
dangerous.
aumentada a
The unexpected
estímulos
hurts dot,
externos,
so you spend
muitas
hours
vezes
imagining
resultado de
scenarios
trauma.
that may never happen.
In
You
an
suffer in
unpredictable
advance for
world,
losses
our
that may
brains
never
constantly
come.
adapt.
And when people say,
This
stop
neural
thinking
radar
about
helps
it,
us
they
navigate
don't
uncertainty.
understand that you're not choosing to do this. You are surviving in the only way. You've learned, and here's the coolest part of this mechanism.
The brain's active radar ignores the peaceful surroundings, constantly sweeping for new information, visualized here by the monitor and the magnifying glass functions.
Always with a part of you already in the next moment, mapping out the risk, calculating the exits. You're not absent because you don't want to be. You're absent because you've learned that being too present is dangerous. If any of these signs describe something you've never been able to put
As
into
shown
words,
in example 2,
leave a like now
when
and tell me
guilt
in the
weighs
comments
heavily
which
on our
one touched
shoulders,
you the most.
true relaxation
for.
feels
You
impossible.
are constantly tired.
We all
but
need a break.
unable to relax.
But what
This
happens
is
when your
perhaps
to-do
the
list
coolest
decides
one,
otherwise?
Because it seems like a
There is a
contradiction.
better way to
How
manage
can you
your
be
time?
so tired and at the same time so unable to rest? When your nervous system lives in a constant state of alert, when your brain works overtime searching for threats, anticipating
elderly
problems,
often wake
managing
early.
emotions
But
that
for
you can't
some,
always
the
name,
morning brings
it
with it
consumes
an
an absurd
unexplained
amount of
burden.
energy. Not the
Knowing
physical
that-
energy of running a marathon. The invisible energy, the kind that doesn't show up in any exam, but the kind
É uma
that leaves
crença
you exhausted
profundamente
in a way
enraizada
that sleep
de que a
doesn't
produção
fix,
é
that
igual ao
vacations
valor.
don't fix. You wake up tired. You spend the day tired.
As you can see from the
You
bar
arrive
graph,
home tired.
our engagement
And when
metrics have
bedtime finally
skyrocketed
comes,
by
your
50%
brain
this
interprets
quarter.
that
Thank
silence
you.
as the moment when it can
When the
process
numbers start to
everything
fall,
that has
the
been pent
anxiety
up.
rises.
All the worries you pushed
This
aside
feeling
during
of
the day.
impending
All the
irrelevance
fears
can
you
be
kept postponing
paralyzing.
got, and then he calls.
Even when
At
exhausted,
maximum
the
volume.
thought of letting
At 2 in
go
the morning,
and trusting
you're
the
too
rest
exhausted
can
to
feel like the
function,
biggest
but too
threat of all.
energized to sleep. Trapped between two
Welcome
states
to Signal
that
3.
can't coexist,
By
and it
simulating
feels
different
like your own
scenarios,
body
we
has
can apply
become your
preventive
enemy.
control to
But it
ensure the
hasn't.
best outcome.
It's just exhausted
By
from
organizing our
protecting you.
thoughts,
These four
we can
signs
rehearse the
together are not
conversation
symptoms
and
of
visualize the
weakness. They are not
outcomes,
symptoms of
even the
madness.
possibility
They
of
are
rejection.
symptoms of a nervous system that has spent too long in survival mode and has never been allowed to leave it. You're not broken. You're adapted. Adapted to experiences that demanded a level of alertness from you that most people never needed to have. The problem isn't that your
The
brain
brain is
failed you.
recording this
It's
traumatic
that it never
memory,
received the
stamping
signal
it
that
with
it can
danger
stop.
to ensure
When you
it's
were
saved
younger,
permanently.
Was there someone around you who made the environment unpredictable? Not necessarily in a violent way, but unpredictable. An adult whose mood changed without warning.
Para
A
de
house where
pensar.
the atmosphere could change out of nowhere. A situation where you needed to stay alert, learn to read the signs before things got
Com
worse.
estes padrões,
Or maybe it wasn't
continuamos
childhood. Maybe it was a
sobrevivendo.
relationship. A phase where letting your guard down had real consequences. Where calm was always temporary and a storm was more reliable than peace. I don't know your story, but your brain does dot, and he kept it
The
all.
compass helps
with
us
a
chart the
precision
course
you
from the
can't even
present
imagine.
into the future,
He kept the moments
clearly
when you
defining
were
our
caught off
strategic
guard
outputs
and
along
hurt.
the way.
The times you
A
trusted
presença
and
total,
regretted it.
embora
The
seja
nights when
presente,
silence
nos
preceded
torna
something bad.
incrivelmente
And he
vulneráveis
created
aos
a
perigos ao redor.
sophisticated, dedicated, tireless
Don't forget
system
to like
whose
this
sole
video
purpose
and
is
leave
to
a comment
ensure that
below.
you never go
You can
through
also
that again
subscribe and
unprepared.
share with your
This
friends.
system works 24 hours
Even when
a
the
day,
body is completely
day,
exhausted, the
7
brain
days
can
a
still
week,
be firing on
including
all
at 2 in the
cylinders,
morning when all you
processing
want to do is
information at
sleep.
high speed.
Your brain isn't
How can you feel
sabotaging
completely
you.
drained,
It's
yet
trying to love you in
simultaneously
the only way
overwhelmed
it's
with
learned
nervous
to.
energy?
This overthinking
This is the
isn't
paradox
a flaw.
of being wired
It's a
and
protective
tired.
mechanism.
When the nervous
This
system is
difficulty
constantly
relaxing
buzzing
isn't
at
weakness.
maximum
It's
capacity
loyalty
and the
to a
brain is
version of
juggling too many
yourself that
tasks,
needed to be
our energy
strong all the
reserves
time.
quickly drop.
This inability to switch off isn't a lack of discipline. It's a nervous system that never received the message that the war is over.
Whether
And
starting the
most
day or
liberating
returning from
thing you can
vacation,
do
burnout
start
is
giving him
overwhelming.
that signal.
Quick fixes like
Not
coffee or
overnight.
intense exercise
Not with
often
willpower,
fail, leaving you
but with the
drained.
willingness to look at your own patterns with curiosity instead of judgment. To ask not, why am I like this angrily, but what happened to me that made my brain learn this? With compassion. Because the difference between these two questions is everything. One puts you in the defendant's seat.
Sweeping our
The other puts
concerns
you on
under the
road
rug
back
might
home.
feel easier
You are
now,
not an anxious
but eventually,
person because
they
you were born
all
that
burst
way.
out at once.
You are a person who learned anxiety as a response to a world that, at some point, was not safe enough. And the first step to changing that isn't sleeping better. It's understanding that you deserve a safe inner world, that your own mind can be a place of rest, that there's a version of you that lies in bed and simply is present, at peace, without guilt, without fear. This version of yourself
isn't about
a distant
fracasa
dream.
or
It's who you always
locura.
were before you learned
It's about
you
your
needed
nervous
to protect
system in
yourself.
survival mode,
The next time you lie
always on
down
guard.
and your brain turns on at full volume, instead of fighting it, try doing something different. Acknowledge it. Say, even if only internally, I know you're trying to protect me. Thank you. But today, here now, I am safe. Not because it will solve everything immediately, but because it's the beginning of a different conversation with the part of you that never stopped working. The beginning of teaching your brain that
Dropping
night
your
is
shield
not a
prematurely
threat.
can
That
expose
silence
you
is
to
not dangerous.
unexpected
That
consequences,
resting is
leading
not
to a
abandoning
necessary
control.
but painful
It's trusting
lesson.
that you will remain
Você
whole,
pode ter
even
uma
when you
pergunta
stop.
sobre sua
When was the
história,
last time
mas
you
a
felt
verdade
truly
é
safe
que nosso
enough to
cérebro
truly
já
rest?
registrou
Not just
cada
your body,
detalhe.
your mind too. Tell me in the comments. If you can't remember any such moment, that's also an answer. And it says more about what you carry than any insomnia
This shows how
diagnosis
intentional
ever could.
kindness,
If this
rather
video
than
touched
brute
on
force,
something you've
can
never been
send a
able to
calming
name,
signal to the
leave
brain.
a like. Not because of the algorithm, but because it's a way of saying I saw myself here, and I deserve to be seen. Subscribe to the channel. Because every week I bring you content that doesn't give you
Obrigado.
ready-made answers, but helps you ask the right questions about your own life. And the video that's
Be
playing
sure
on the
to like
screen
this
now,
video,
it
click
continues this
subscribe,
conversation
and check out the
in
next
a way that
video
I
here.
think you'll also feel was made for you. See you there.